we are going to talk about the scientific method today. Now, for those of you who don't know, the scientific method is just a simple way to solve different problems. It doesn't have to necessarily even be scientific. It can be any everyday problem, but it is generally used in science. So, there are different steps to do the scientific method. Step 1, you have to ask a question. You gotta have a problem that you're trying to solve, and otherwise there would be no need for this. So you start with asking a question that needs to be answered. Second step, you do background research. You search different things that can give you more information on the topic, and then you use that information to solve your problem. So then you construct your hypothesis. Hypothesis is just a big fancy word for what you think is going to happen. So you would say, I think that this is going to happen, and then you test that with an experiment. And that's pretty self-explanatory. You do the experiment with your hypothesis in mind, and then after you test with your experiment, you analyze your results to come to a conclusion. You take your data, and then it's pretty self-explanatory. If your hypothesis is correct, if what you thought was going to happen actually happened, then you did it. You report your results. If you were incorrect, or partially true, then you would still report your results, but you'd come back up here and think what went wrong and why did it go wrong, and you come up with a different hypothesis, and you go back down and do these steps again until you get the correct hypothesis. So, an example of that would be, let's say I have a problem. My car won't start. So how could you use the scientific method to solve this problem? Well, you start out with your question or your purpose. Why won't my car start? I want my car to start. So, your hypothesis would be, if I put gas in my car, then it will start. So, what you do is you examine your materials and everything that you got to make sure you're good to go. So, 5 gallons of gas, 5-gallon gas can, money to buy gasoline, and a ride to the gas station. So you do your procedure, and your friend takes you to the gas station, and then you actually test out your hypothesis. You take 5 gallons of gas can and fill it with the gas, and then you pour that into your car. And once gasoline is in the tank, you restart the car, which is what this is all leading up to, and the car's done on the first try. Yay! So, your conclusion was when I put gas in my car, it started. Now, that was when your hypothesis was correct. Let's say your hypothesis was instead, if I put water in my car, then it will start. Well, you would do the same thing, go through all here until this point, until the gasoline's in the tank. I will attempt to restart the car. Well, your results would not start. It would not start. So then you would think what went wrong. You'd go back up to your hypothesis and go through these steps again, and you would get gas eventually. So the scientific method really isn't that difficult. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can use it in everyday situations. You can also use it to solve complex scientific equations. But it's really just that simple. So, I swear if that wasn't recording. Alright, I think it's recording. Okay.